this short video tutorial, we are going to demonstrate how the user can apply quickly and easily multiple circuit changes as well as quality assurance circuit checks on the electrical system using ElectricalOM. To begin with our example, using this existing project, firstly, we are going to show how the user can benefit from the use of the Circuit Details tab from the top area, where based on our network selection from the schematic area or the tree network view, we can list the corresponding circuits available within the Circuit Details tab. So, as you can see from my screen, at the moment we have the supply element selected, and as you can see, we can list all the available circuits that we have in our network. If we want to list only the circuits available on specific distribution boards, we can collapse the nodes here and select only specific boards. As you can see, for our example, we're going to list all the available circuits. And now, from the Circuit Details tab, we can separate the single-phase and three-phase circuits. In this case, the three-phase circuits are only the distribution circuits. And the single-phase circuits available in this network are socket circuits and lighting circuits. From here, the user not only is able to list all the available circuits of a network and apply some quality assurance checks, but also the user can multi-select circuits and apply some quick changes on them. As you can see, we can select specific circuits, we can change the characteristics of their load, the conductor, the protective device that is used, the correction factors applied, any motor characteristics in case we have motor circuits, voltage drop settings, and load density values, of course. Let's return back to the Load tab within the Circuit Details tab. Additionally, we can multi-select circuits if we right-click on a specific circuit and select from the Select Similar option the circuit kind, or based on the cable type, or even the description of a circuit that we give. In our case, let's select only based on the circuit kind. As you can see, automatically the software will select all the available socket circuits that we have in our network. And to quickly apply some changes on them, let's say affect the conductor size of this circuit. I'm going to change the cross-section area of the cable from 4 square millimeters, let's say, to 2.5 square millimeters. And as you can see from the warning area down at the bottom, by applying these multiple circuit changes, immediately the software provided us with all these warnings. Due to the cross-section area of the cable that we affected, we are getting some warnings related to earth fault and voltage drop accordingly. So as you understand, at the same time as we apply our changes through the circuit details, at the same time the software is performing in the background all the calculations and checks. So to resolve these warnings that we get, if we want to keep the cross-section area of the phase conductor, let's return to the Protective Device tab and change the rating of the protective device from 25 amps RCPO device to, let's say, 20 amps, a type B overcurrent protection, and apply this change. Let's see how we can manage to resolve any of the warnings. Now we managed to resolve any related earth fault warnings, but we can see that due to the length of the circuits, we have some voltage drop warnings. In this case, we are exceeding the maximum voltage drop for other circuits. To manage these warnings now, from the conductor tab, we're going to maintain the same cross-section area for the conductors of the circuits that we adjusted earlier on, but we're going to affect the length of the circuits. As we can see, at the moment we are considering 100 meters length for each circuit. Let's change this to 50 meters and apply the change. And immediately we manage to resolve all the warnings from the warning area down at the bottom. So as you understand, the user has the capability to apply similar changes that we can apply within the circuit editor. However, here we can make multiple circuit selections and quickly apply these changes on them. Let's return back to the schematic area. To check the changes we applied earlier on through the Circuit Details tab, we are going to access the circuit editor for one of those circuits. And as you can see from the circuit editor, we changed the length of the circuit and also the rating of the overcurrent protection. And now we are going to show how the user can utilize equipment types functionality to replicate changes across other circuits available in our network sharing the same equipment type characteristic. So for this specific distribution circuit, distribution board 1, let's access the circuit editor simply by double clicking on it. From the other details tab, we can apply an equipment type for this distribution circuit. From here, we can create a new equipment type category or add a new equipment type. Let's use any of the existing equipment types here. I'm going to use the first one available, existing. We can change the color for this. Let's select a red color and apply this change. So as you can see, distribution board 1 is associated with equipment type existing that includes a red color. We can apply the same equipment type to the other distribution circuits that we want and quickly reference the distribution board 1 to the other distribution circuits that are sharing the same equipment type. Instead of doing this manually from the circuit editor, again we can utilize the circuit details tab. So I'm going to select the supply from the tree network view, and from the circuit details we are going to select only the three-phase circuits, in this case our distribution circuits, and select the rest of the distribution boards that we have available in our network and apply the same equipment type that we specified on distribution board 1. So from here I'm going to change their equipment type to existing, apply the change. Let's return back to the schematic area. To highlight the distribution boards with an equipment type applied on them, we can enable from the top toolbar the coloring method of our circuits based on their equipment type. And as you can see, all these distribution boards have the same equipment type specified. In our example, we are going to apply some changes on the first distribution board, distribution board 1. I'm going to delete some socket circuits and some lighting circuits. And now we are going to apply the same change on the rest of the distribution boards available in our system that have the same equipment type applied on them. So I'm going to select distribution board 1, which is our reference, equipment type board, and from the functions menu we are going to select equipment types and select to clone ways to boards having the same type. And as you can see, the user has other options available here. We can clone load densities and also predefined loads. In our example, we are going to clone the ways of the distribution board 1. So if we apply this change, we can quickly change the rest of the distribution boards available in our system to be exactly the same as distribution board 1. Depending on the size of our network, this takes a couple of seconds. And again, as you understand, the software at the same time is performing in the background all the calculations and checks. So now we managed to replicate quickly and easily the same distribution board 1 to the rest of the distribution boards available in our network. And as you understand, the equipment types functionality is particularly useful if the user has a repetitive work to do, specifically for multi-story buildings, office environments, hotels, etc. If we want to disable the coloring methods, again from the top toolbar, we can disable the equipment type. And in this example, we illustrated how the user can apply multiple circuit changes as well as quality assurance circuits checks using the circuit details and the equipment type functionality of ElectricalOM.